all type of different name callings because of my game-changing, game manager viewpoint.
Yeah.
All of the game changers are in the AFC. If you put the Philadelphia Eagles or Jalen Hurts in the AFC, would he be able to have gotten to the Super Bowl as many times?
Well, I mean, probably not, because Patrick Mahomes would be standing in his way.
But NFC, when you see Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson, that's must-see TV, yes?
Yes.
When you see Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or even Joe Burrow, that's must-see TV, right?
Yes.
What's must-see TV in the NFC
this year? I just feel like there is say it again?
Playoff success?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like he has had more of the steps of the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we've seen him play really well in multiple years in the playoffs. And I thought you were going to mention this because you love fairly that Jalen Hurts has won, what is it now, 18 in a row, 17 in a row?
Well, he's now 16-0 in his last 16, but I think it's
okay. Well, whatever it is,
so
the last team to beat the Philadelphia Eagles when Jalen Hurts started and finished the game were Baker's Tampa Bay Bucks, and they throttled them.
Yeah.
It was 33-16.
Game?
No,
it's like
no. 33-16. It was week 4. Yeah, it was almost week 4 of last season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was when they were 2-2 and, on shaky ground. And then the Eagles have been this dominant force since then. I think that's sneaky helps them. You know what I mean? That they don't feel like, oh, we're overmatched by this team. We can play with anybody.
Passer rating 120, basically 128, second best in the NFL behind only Lamar. Is Jalen Hurts actually underrated? Yes, according to new QB rankings from Jeff Howe in The Athletic. One rival executive. At this, now we're doing anonymous compliments.
Yeah, I know.
Just enough.
That's how you get the truth.
Compliments?
I'm just saying.
Sorry, I didn't even read it yet.
Sorry, go ahead and read it.
He's a killer. His toughness and makeup are so underrated. We concern ourselves so much about arm talent and then just completely underrate the intangibles at the position. From an anonymous executive.
Yeah, because he doesn't want people to hear it.
Well, right. It's people in the league criticize.
I guess so.
The answer to this question is yes. Why? Because we know who Patrick Mahomes is on the other side when he has the ball. We also know who Steve Spagnuolo is as the defensive coordinator. Now, contrary to popular belief, Kansas City doesn't blitz as much as people think. They rank like 13th out of 32 teams in the National Football League. It's not like we're one of the top 2 or 3 teams that blitz in the NFL. It's just that when they send extra bodies at you, they're very, very effective in doing so. Now we got to transition to Jalen Hurts and how he's going to respond to that. He does have mobility, not extreme mobility, but we know that brother can run with the football. We know what Jalen Hurts can do. We know what kind of athlete he is, okay? But when you talk about him facing unblocked pressure, when you send those extra bodies and they get at him, he's not the quickest when it comes to reacting to that. And that has been deemed to be an Achilles heel, according to scouts who have monitored and evaluated him over the years. So now we've got to look at it from the standpoint, you got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you got Dallas Scott, you've got Saquon Barkley. You've got an offensive line that literally plugs holes as wide as Broadway on a Sunday morning. I mean, there's nothing in your way, okay? That's what we're talking about Jalen Hurts having as his teammates. Of course, that's going to come down to him because in the end, he can deliver the goods. And listen, the Philadelphia Eagles got a chance to win this Super Bowl. They're just as good, if not better, than the Kansas City Chiefs. And when we know that and we look around their personnel and we see a team that is on that level, if not superior to Kansas City, the only place that we look at clear superiority is in a quarterback position between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has a chance to be MVP of this Super Bowl. It's going to come down to how he plays. If he plays effectively, I believe the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl championship.
I've been
Arrowhead Stadium, the sea of red, roaring like a tidal wave about to crash. But then silence. The Philadelphia Eagles, bloodied but unbowed, snatch a 20-17 gut-punch victory over the Kansas City Chiefs on the 14th of September 2025. Patrick Mahomes, the Golden Boy, sacked 4 times, hurried into oblivion. his passes fluttering like dying birds. Jalen Hurts? A measly 101 passing yards, yet he plunges in for the dagger touchdown on that infamous tush push. This isn't just a win, it's a declaration of war. The Eagles held the Chiefs to a pathetic 294 total yards, a defensive masterclass that exposed the Kings as mere mortals. Why? Because Philly's coming for the throne, and they're not asking permission. Feel that chill? It's the Super Bowl rematch ghosts rising, whispering. The birds are unbreakable, and as the dust settles on this seismic upset, let's shatter another myth that's haunted the league for years. Forget the fairy tale Kansas City isn't the blitz-happy monsters you think. Steve Spagnuolo's crew ranks a middling 13th out of 32 teams in blitz rate this 2025 season, nowhere near the top-tier terror. But oh, when they do unleash those extra wolves, watch out. In that Week 2 bloodbath, they amped it to a blistering 64% blitz frequency, desperate to rattle Hurts. Did it work? Hell no. Philly's line stood like ancient oaks in a hurricane, allowing just one sack while Hurts evaded like a shadow. This isn't blind aggression. It's surgical savagery. The Chiefs' pressure cooker boiled over, forcing 3 turnovers that nearly buried them alive. Shocking, right? The team that dethroned dynasties is now the one teetering on the edge of irrelevance. But if the Chiefs' fangs are blunted, how does Jalen Hurts stare down the storm without flinching? Buckle up, the truth will gut you. Jalen Hurts, the dual-threat dynamo with legs that devour defenses, scrambling for 72 yards, and that game-sealing touchdown in the rematch. We all know the athlete, the warrior who turns chaos into touchdowns. Yet scouts whisper a dark secret. Unblocked pressure is his Achilles heel, a chink in the armor that could doom Philadelphia's dreams. In 2025's early fury, he's faced it head-on, reacting not with lightning reflexes but gritty resolve, evading 3 free rushers to flip the script on Mahomes. Is it enough? One anonymous exec calls it underrated toughness. But let's be raw. In the NFC's softer shadows, he's thrived. Drop him in the AFC meat grinder, Mahomes devours him whole. The drama? It's Hurts versus his own mortality. Will he shatter or ascend? Yet Hurts doesn't fight alone, his arsenal could level cities. Let's arm him and watch the fireworks ignite. Picture this nightmare for defenses. A.J. Brown torching secondaries for 150 yards a pop. Devonta Smith ghosting routes like a specter. Dallas Goedert bulldozing linebackers. And now Saquon Barkley fresh off 88 gritty yards against KC, trampling turf like an earthquake. Backed by an O-line that seals gaps wider than the Grand Canyon, Hurts has a battalion primed for glory. Numeric nightmare. Philly's run game averaged 5.2 yards per carry in Week 2, gashing the Chiefs' vaunted front. This isn't support, it's a siege engine, rolling over empires. But the ball's in Hurts' hands. If he delivers, the Super Bowl's theirs. Eagles aren't just good, they're apocalyptic. Still, haters label Hurts a game manager, a phrase that ignites fan wars. Time to fan those flames and expose the hypocrisy. I've been torched online, called a heretic for dubbing Hurts a game manager in a league where true game changers like Mahomes, Allen, and Jackson feast in the AFC's gladiatorial pit. Drop Philly in that shark tank? Hurts stalls at the playoffs, Mahomes' shadow eclipsing him every time. NFC? A playground of pretenders must-see TV? Please. It's yawn-worthy compared to Burrow torching secondaries. Controversial? Damn right. Hurts' 16-game win streak as starter unbroken since that 33-16 gutting by Baker Mayfield's Bucks in 2024. Week 4 screams dominance. Eagles feel invincible, not overmatched. Who's the real fraud here, the QB or the doubters? But numbers don't lie. Hurts is a statistical savage. Prepare to have your mind blown. Passer rating of 102 through 2 games in 2025. Second, only to Lamar's league lead. Yet Hurts is underrated? Jeff Howe's athletic rankings scream yes. A rival exec, voice from the shadows, drops truth bombs. He's a killer. Toughness and makeup so damn underrated we obsess over arm talent, blind to the intangibles that forge legends. Philly lost Milton Williams and free agents galore. Yet they're 2-0, scarier than a blackout in a storm. That 20 pressure onslaught on Mahomes? Pure poetry, 5 hurries, 1 sack from Moro Ojomo alone. Hurts isn't managing. He's massacring doubters, 1 incomplete pass forced at a time. Now, strap in for the film room, where we dissect how Philly's D turned Mahomes into a sitting duck. Rewind to that Week 2 slaughter. Eagles overload the weak side, shifting pre-snap like ghosts, showing edge heat from Josh Sweat before snapping chaos. Mahomes blinks too late. Free rusher storms the A-gap. Bad pass sails over Guju's head incomplete. 20 pressures total. Birthing sacks, fumbles, holdings like a six-headed hydra devouring the pocket. Last Super Bowl? 4-man rush trust. Now, 5. 6 bodies blitzing. Unseen fury. Chiefs slide protections wrong. Scat calls crumbling. Zadarius Smith. Nolan Smith feast Mahomes extends, but Nolan's gravity-defying hop low-lines the tackle. Flag flies for holding. Degradation in motion. A dynasty's pocket collapsing like a house of cards in a gale. These blitzes shine because new wolves are howling. Let's meet the monsters stepping up. Moro Ohomo. 6 pressures, 5 hurries, 1 sack freak status unlocked. Payday incoming. Jalen Carter one-on-ones. Guards evaporate. Andrew Mukuba, rookie interceptor, seals the 20-17 coffin. Nolan Smith's hop-step bull rush. Tackles flail like drowning men. Lost Williams. Irrelevant, these beasts overload. Bounce techniques, shred slides. Free lanes to glory. How do you block unpredictability? You don't. Philly's D isn't rebuilt. It's reborn in fire, forcing early throws, tips, picks. Excitement surges. This secondary holds for 2 seconds. Pressure homes. Collapse imminent for foes. Eagles' danger level? Nuclear. And as these warriors forge ahead, one truth burns eternal. The road to immortality calls. Eagles versus Chiefs personnel parity, save one glaring edge. Mahomes' wizardry over Hurts' grit. But Philly's even, if not superior, with playoff pedigree and that unbreakable streak now at 18. Hurts MVP? If he exploits weaknesses, yes, delivering amid blitzes, arming his apocalypse. Controversial call. NFC pretenders crumble. AFC kings quake. Philly believes they play with gods, not against them. This 20-17 scar? It's fuel for February's redemption. Will Hurts claim the ring, or watch it slip like sand? You decide. Hit comments. Subscribe for the breakdowns. The throne awaits. Who's ready to bleed green?